Hey folks, it's Dom. We're here for another Mirrodin Roto draft match. This is between our second and third place players. Currently, Hunter is on the top of your screen. He's playing Black-Green Birthing Pod. And on the bottom is Chris. He is 3-2, playing a red-white aggro battle cry sort of deck. Hunter's hand is slow. Chris doesn't have a hand yet. Okay, there it is. I would be surprised if either player keeps. Hunter has taken a mulligan. It looks like Hunter won the roll. These hands are better. Chris needs a Plains for Leonin Relic Warder. Okay, so they're both going to keep. And scry. Looks like Hunter has put a land on the bottom. Chris has put Elspeth Tyrell on the bottom. Both of those decisions seem reasonable. The Hunter has a possible turn 3 Thrun the Last Troll here, which pretty big roadblock potentially. Chris could curve out. Well, no, he actually can't curve out because he can't cast Spike Shot Elder and then a white spell on turn 2. So he'd have to draw a different card because of the turn 3 Sky Hunter Cub. He's gonna be looking for an equipment to pump up that creature. And the first non-creature or non-land card of the game is Spike Shot Elder. This card is not too bad by itself. It's quite good when it's equipped. You can just start sending lightning bolts and such things everywhere. And there's Copper Mirror from Hunter. And Chris did draw a second Plains, which is going to let him cast Kemba or Leonin Relic Warder on a future turn. But again, due to the mana situation, he's going to have to settle for an attack here. Interesting attack, actually, because I guess he assumed Hunter wouldn't block, but Chris doesn't know this Thrun is coming. He could have been thinking about just pinging the Copper Mirror with a Spike Shot Elder next turn, but he does have 2 pretty good 3-drops to play, so I think that probably makes sense. The Leonin Denguard is a turn late. Would have been a good 2-mana play. I expect we're probably going to see Kemba here. But none of these cards seem great. Oh, he plays the Sky Hunter Cup. I said Kemba because it seemed like he wants to get down. If he were to top pick an equipment, he wants to start making cats as soon as he can to block Thrun. The Hunter can now just equip Sword of Body and Mind. It's kind of obnoxious. That's a good target, though, for the Leonin Relic Warder, so this Sword equip's going to obviously draw a chump block here. But if Hunter draws a Swamp and casts Massacre Worm, that's going to be just completely bonkers. There's a mountain. Sky Hunter Cub getting in. And here is Leonin Relic Warder. Could target Copper Mirror, but I don't expect that to happen. Yep, there goes the Sword of Body and Mind. Oh yeah, Swamp is just unreal right now. A birthing pod, use it is not a bad plan, but yeah, he draws the Swamp. Yeah, this is not a game. The 2 creatures die. Chris takes 4, Hunter gets a sword back, he attacks for 4. So Chris is going to be at 12 facing down, 11 power and a sword. Chris just like drew all of his cards out of order this game. A Bone Splitter would have been really good earlier. So I guess he can cast. No, he can't even cast both of his creatures. There's not enough white mana. Since he can play Bone Splitter and equip. So he's got a 4/4 Kemba. So he's got to survive the turn. And if Hunter puts the sword on Thrun or on Massacre Worm, yeah, game's over. Okay, well that was. You'd expect a game one that went that quickly to go to the aggro deck, but it's actually Hunter taking game one. A very strong draw from Black Green Pod. And because I should update that commentators here. We're going solo as it turns out. Joined by no one. Story of my life. But at least we got some good magic. Actually watching the last round of the Pro Tour on the other screen right now. This is LSV. It's playing against a Malaysian player whose name I will not try to pronounce. They're playing for top 8 in the last round of the Pro Tour. This looks like a pretty sweet standard format. There's been like a lot of decks all doing well at the PT. Players in our match still sideboarding. LSV, Coco's, he's playing that black-green Aristocrats deck. It's pretty sweet. And it's just like, it's like Rally without Rally. And it's playing like a bunch of super terrible cards like Blister Pod. But it just like makes all these tokens and Zulaports them. It's pretty sweet. And like Westvale Abbey, you can just kill them out of nowhere. Like if you sack 5 creatures to Westvale Abbey, like they Zulaport hits them for 5, and then yeah, it's just crazy. Okay, let's get back to the game. Chris has mulled to 5. This could be a very quick match. Chris's 5 is respectable though. He's got Raise the Alarm and Hero Box and Ridge. He can draw like a 3-drop. Hunter doesn't have any black, but he does have Mirrodin Emissary. He draws another forest. Pretty far from casting Massacre Worm or Carnifex Demon though. Well, there's the 4th land. So if Chris can hit a 3-drop next turn, I think he might have a chance. Or he just needs to hit like a castable creature. Hunter draws Solemn now. So he's going to get his mana to work, just not for a couple turns, presumably. This Viridian Emissary is going to be a pretty good deterrent to the soldier tokens, however. It even blocks Hero Box and Ridge, if we come to that, so. Not sure if Chris has any way to exile stuff. Oh, Glissa Scorn targeting Ancient Den. All the Rubbins. That's pretty funny. Yeah, artifact land's not always an advantage. They're usually pretty good, but you got 2 soldiers. That's not the worst thing for Chris though. Oh, he even drew Bone Splitter. He gets to play a land, equip, attack for 4. It's not bad. He's doing all right for his mull of 5. Hunter draws Bleak Coven Vampires, and now he's going to cast the Viridian Emissary. Chris draws, that's not bad, Sword of War and Peace. It's at least a spell to play. It also gives him a fail case for in the event that he fails to draw a land to cast a hero next turn. So I'm able to push across 1 damage here. Probably not the most appealing. But now Hunter gets to play his SoM or his Phyrexian Rager. Or his Viridian Shaman. It looks like Hunter just has too much stuff. He uses too many resources. The sword's about to go down. Also has lots of 2-power blockers, which is pretty big. Soldier token. Attack him for 3. Hero Bladehold, not really a great draw because he can't cast it. And Hunter trusts Birthing Pod. So now he almost certainly is going to SoM into another swamp, and then he can basically just start going off. I'd say I think the worst thing is he has like all of his expensive stuff in his hand. Like Birthing Pod is not that insane right now, but he should be able to get more than that value. All right, there is a second Plains that lets Hero of Bladehold be cast. It feels like Hunter's just gonna be able to accrue too much value. He just has such a huge advantage on cards. He doesn't have a way to immediately deal with this hero, however. Though a land into Massacre Worm basically solves the problem. But I don't know if Chris plays the other hero next turn. That's a lot of hasty battle cry trigger stuff. We'll see. Hunter has a lot of options here. It's like LSV got there. A lot of scry triggers. Got second Zulaport Cutthroat and won the game. So Mirrodin Crusader the draw. Chris is like definitely drawing some hits here. So Hunter played and equipped the Sword of Body and Mind, making a SoM of 4/4, and that's basically his plan here for getting hero off the table. He really had no other way to do that despite all the cards in hand. This play is really soft to like a Leon and Relic Order, but Chris doesn't have it. So he plays Hero of Oxid Ridge, attacks with everything. Oh, it's not even that good. The hero just gets eaten by the SoM. Oh no, it gets Battle Cry from. So Hero of Bladehold would become a 4/4. So if Hunter wanted to block Hero of Bladehold, he'd be taking 5 from Hero of Oxid Ridge and then 3 from each token. So that's 11. I think that's probably the play here. Nope, he's going to play Mirrodin Crusader. I guess he's equipping Bone Splitter. This could make a pretty ferocious attack next turn. I just like, it seems like Hunter just has too many cards. So Hunter picking up a swamp is pretty good there. That'll let him take care of the Mirrodin Crusader. He does, considering he's playing black green, he does not have a ton of ways to do that. I could see him at, no, he's gonna, I would say there's actually an argument for Carnifex Demon, because then it can, like, you may want to save the -2/-2 trigger for later, but this seems fine. Also just puts an enormous creature into play. That Hero of Oxid Ridge action does not seem as great. Also note that my play would have ended in disaster last turn. So the hero and the soldiers would have all died. And Chris would just have no board right now, so. He's actually taking the hit from SoM, so he's getting milled for 10 cards. And we've got Leonin, Relic Order, Auriok, Cell Shaper, Plains, Volshock, Morningstar, Suture Priest, Elspeth, Mountain, Plains. Where the cards milled. Chris draws a land. Do not think there's really much he can do here. His draws have been pretty bad. Hunter's been pretty good. And this already looked like it could be a tough matchup for the aggro deck. So I'll be surprised if this goes on for too much longer. Alright, so you cast the hero, equip Bone Splitter, 2 hero of Blade Hold. It's just like no good plays. Like, it's not good if he attacks, and it's not good if he doesn't attack. Like, that wolf trading with the hero is pretty, or the hero of Oxid Ridge, I'm sorry, that's pretty brutal. Why are these cards both named hero? And then just like his creature's dying, just like the Masker Worm deals him 2 more damage. So he's gonna pass. It's probably correct. Hunter draws his 7th land. What can he do with that? Carnifex Demon. I don't think so. He can cast Phyrexian Rager, and then he can play and activate Birthing Pod. The whole sequence will cost him 5 life. Will probably lead to some value. Obviously, he's not sacking SoM, or not sacking Masker Worm. I'm sorry, not with it right now. He could sack SoM and get a 5. He already has Bleak Heaven Vampires in his hand. He could get a Precursor Golem. That doesn't seem bad. He could just cast Carnifex Demon and leave up a Swamp. It's also not bad. That defends really well against getting attacked by Hero of Bladehold. So I could see that. My standard deck, green-white tokens, is on the stream right now against Esper. It's probably a tough matchup, though. lost digit FNM last night, although my deck is pretty suboptimal because I just don't have some of the new cards. Alright, so SoM is attacking. I think maybe not. Yeah, I think you probably block with Hero of Oxybridge. Like, I don't think you can take this hit. And then it just becomes, well, what am I blocking with? And I think the Hero Bladehold is still overall better. This is going to deal 2 damage, though. And Hunter draws a card. Now I especially like the Carnifex Demon leave up 1 mana play. Because really the only thing that you can get hit by now is Hero Bladehold. Chris draws Sword of Fire and Ice. It's not relevant. You can play, equip. Hero becomes a 7/6. I could see Massacre Worm trying to trade for it. Like, you can't. Carnifex Demon still could also, though. So you could remove a counter from Carnifex Demon, making Carnifex Demon a 5/5, and then a counter goes on the hero, kills both the tokens, deals 4 damage, then he trades. Yeah. There's really... I don't think Chris has any way out of this. At least I'm not seeing it. Yeah, because a demon becomes a 5/5, hero becomes a 6/5, so that those guys just trade. And then the tokens die to the Carnifex Demon activation. And then Hunter just attacks the Massacre Worm for lethal. So yeah, there's... I guess you wait again, because then you get another draw step. But it doesn't look promising. Alright, I'm getting video called here. Game's over. Alright, I'm gonna join the guys in video call. Sorry for that delay there.
You there?
Hey, sorry about
that.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, I think game 1 I made a bad mulligan decision with I bottomed Elspeth because like I was like I have 3 lands in hand. Like I think I had like 2 or 3 lands in hand, and I was like, okay, this is a 5-drop. Let me just put it on the bottom and draw something else. And then eventually I was like, oh man, Elspeth would have been really good eventually. I mean, it would have gotten like Massacre Wormed anyway, but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. She's good for you. Like, I was worried about that, like, stalling you out, but then you recovering with just Planeswalker power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, that draw the first game was just super good, like, from Hunter's deck. It seemed like there's not a lot of interaction that Chris had there, really, that would have helped.
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. I had Pod in hand, too, just didn't need it.
Yeah. You just never cast it. Finally drew it and didn't need it.
Right.
Yeah.
That yeah, I don't know. I thought at the time I thought that Scry made sense when you did it.
Oh, the bottoming of the.
Yeah, that really. I guess there's just like not a lot of high impact cards. Like it seemed. It just seemed like a tough matchup for your deck, honestly.
Yeah.
Did you think about? Okay, so I was watching the Pro Tour stream. I didn't do a great job commentating, really. I would kind of jump back and forth, and I missed like at the start of game 2. I just came back and you were on 5 cards, like where it's just like a bunch of no landers and whatnot.
Oh yeah, a lot of it was one landers. I think the first time I couldn't cast any spells.
Yeah.
Definitely Satim. Yeah. And the second time it was still a one lander, and I had like Porcelain Legionnaire. But that's like I have to draw a land and I'm on the play, so I just like let's just multiply. And like it was an okay hand. I mentioned to Hunter before you came on that I made a really dumb sideboarding error and forgot to sideboard my artifact lands.
Oh yeah, that came up.
Yeah, that actually came up with getting Stone Rain. So
yeah.
like,
yeah, getting Stone Rain when you multiply is not good.
Yeah.
A couple plays came up that like you could have made that would not have been any better than what you did, but like I thought might have been appealing or crossed your mind at the time. And I'm just curious if you consider them. So the first one was in the first game. You had the Spike Shot Elder, and then so you could have.
Spike Shotted his Mir.
You could have like not chump blocked Thron that first time, and then or I forget what it was exactly, or like not played a 3-drop. I don't know if that was like. I thought that was a chance you'd like play or not. You attack with a Spike Shot. That's what it was. I was like, well, I figured maybe you would not attack, like not want to trade because you could just shoot it the next turn, but it turned out that like it was a good attack because he was just going to cast Thron anyway.
Yeah, and I think the reason why that turn I also did the block Thron, I think he already equipped it with a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was more like
if
it was just Thron alone, I would have just taken 4 damage, but with the sword, I was like, okay, like. And often or not, I'm kind of not liking Spike Shot Elder that much in my deck. Like, I picked it as like okay, this is something I can do late game, but I always wind up just like drawing it early as just a 1/1 that's just a 1/1. I actually don't really Spike Shot Elder that much or that effectively, which is really sad.
And you've got lots of ways to pump it.
I have I have like 5 ways to pump it, not counting Battle Cry if I decide to attack with it.
Yeah, so game 2, there was just like, there was really not much you could have done. Like there was a lot of situations where, like you could have attacked with 1 or 2 heroes, but like I didn't think you were really gonna get anywhere. But then like not attacking seemed bad too, and I was just like, I don't know. Like most of the commentary, I was like, Hunter's gonna win this game sooner or later. Like I could see all the cards in his hand, and I'm like, this game's just over. And Chris may not know that.
No, I like knew it as soon as he played Massacre Worm. In all honesty, because I was like, okay, he killed like that. Mirror Crusader was gonna be like my saving grace. Like it could block solo, it could get past a Massacre Worm effectively. And then it just dies, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to swing into a 6/5? I'm pretty sure I can't swing into a 6/5. And I was like talking to Hunter too. I was like, I could swing for 17 damage, and then die horribly on the swing back because you block my creatures, and then lose to life from Masterwork because like that second half of the card is like really annoying too.
Yeah.
I drew pretty well too. I started with like 2 forests, Verdant Emissary, Glissa Scorn, and 6 drops.
Yeah.
So getting to Massacre Worm on time was pretty lucky.
There's what was I gonna say? There's a chance that like your best chance was actually just to play a hero and swing with everything instead of even casting the Mirror Crusader. Like it would not have worked. Like he would have traded. You would have gotten like I think 11 damage across, and then he would have played Massacre Worm and you would have lost. But like I thought like that was a play you might have tried to make, given that it seemed pretty desperate, given all the cards in hand.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about it, and it was just like the like after between like the Marine Emissary and the SoM, it was getting to the point where it's like it didn't actually feel that effective to like attack. 'Cause, like if I attack into his equipped SoM, I'm losing my hero
Yeah.
plate holes, and that's like that was the card more that was like the better hero, the card that's going to be more likely to get me into the game than Oxen Ridge.
Right. Yeah, that was that was definitely not a, there wasn't, you didn't just like punt or something. There wasn't some like great line of play you could have taken there.
Yeah. Like the closest thing I would consider a fun is just not boarding out my artifact lands like I should have.
Did you bring an artifact hit against me?
I brought in like a Shadow and Echoing Ruin for like the sword, the pod.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because like I already have main deck Relic Order, isn't that bad. And then like
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was skimming your list. And I was like, oh, there's no instants in here. I'll be fine. Oh yeah, that guy can kill artifacts, right?
Yeah.
It was sort of funny game too that like at one point Hunter drew the birthing pod and he had like 6, 6, 5, 4, 3 in his hand or something, and I was like, all of the good cards are in his hand. Like this card doesn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
For one time, birthing pod's bad.
Yeah.
I probably also don't think I should have boarded in. I was kind of debating also boarding in card. There's been so many games where I'm just like, I should just bring card in and throw people off. But I don't think that was definitely going to be one of those games.
There's a game on the server right now. The description is old school 93-94 Swedish ban list. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds hilarious.
Seems legit.
Like, yep, Hunter had the same idea as me. We just both joined as spectators.
If somebody if the game actually starts,
I want to see it start, like, just to see what it is. Because, like, in like 20 minutes, I'll probably just start playing Hex instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I have to actually like be an adult the rest of the day because I've just been like sitting in bed watching Roto coverage all morning.
Same. I mean, I'm just gonna do. I have a dual screen set up, so I can do like one thing. I can do like one goof off thing, one adult thing at a time.
Yeah.
How's the Pro Tour look?
How's the what?
How's the Pro Tour look?
Oh, actually it's pretty sweet. Like, there's a lot of playable decks in Standard, it looks like.
Cool.
And like
now that mana bases aren't like expensive as heck.
Yeah. Yeah, there's. Let's see. So in the top 8, there's like green black seasons past. That deck's really cool.
All right.
So basically, I guess I should probably stop this.